in Richland, go to picmic.com. That's PICMC.com.
Now, back to News Radio 610 KONA's coverage of the 2018 Columbia Cup, presented by Farmers Exchange in Kennewick.
This is a pretty easy forecast.
Yeah, sunshine and warm.
Yeah,
yes.
101 today, 101 tomorrow, 103 on Sunday, and if you like it really hot, 106 now on Monday.
Well, what's interesting about that, Mike, is earlier in the week they were calling, the National Weather Service they were calling for, 103, 105, 106 for this weekend, and they keep pushing it further and further out. So we may get just the triple digits only, and not anything too much higher than that.
Yeah, I would agree. I think we're going to be stuck in those triple digits. Let's go over to Tire Factory turn number 2 and our own Kevin Rounds. Kevin?
Good morning, gentlemen. It's good to be out here in a beautiful sunshine in the morning.
Now, tell us what's happening over in Tire Factory turn number 2.
Well, people are just starting to get set up over here. We're starting to see the crowds roll in. The tents are going up as people are claiming their spot so they can see everything they need to see all weekend long. It's the early bird get the worms, as they say.
So, Kevin, I want to mention that it was early as Tuesday that people were claiming real estate on the Kennewick side by setting up their tents or laying down a tarp. It's just amazing how people want to reserve that prime viewing spot, and you're seeing that over there.
Absolutely. In fact, my family will be on their way down here if they're not already on their way and have been here because they have their favorite spot that they want to claim. So, yeah, this is what it shows to me every year I come down here is just how much the people in the Tri-Cities love the hydroplane races of all the different levels and how many people love to come to the Tri-Cities to see the boat races.
So it seems like there's two groups. There's those that maybe even go as far as to leave town during hydroplane races, and then there are those that just embrace it.
I actually, I had a conversation with my son, Trent, who just turned 7, and Brad will appreciate this conversation as well. He goes, I told him what I was doing this weekend, and he goes, "Oh, Dad, you're so lucky you get to go see it." I said, "Yeah, I am pretty lucky." And he goes, do the boats do any tricks?" And I told him, not on purpose.
Yeah.
Not on purpose. I said they go fast and they turn left, but they don't do any tricks, at least not on purpose.
Yeah, one of the things that we'll be covering in great detail also, aside from boat racing, is the HAPO Over the River Air Show with the A-10 Thunderbolt team in town.
And they will do tricks, and by design.
No doubt. And we've got special ops paratroopers this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a high-quality air show. And again, thanks to HAPO. It's the HAPO Columbia Cup and Over the River Air Show. Our coverage on News Radio 610 KONA of our points recap brought to you by Perfection Miller Paint, the friendly, knowledgeable team at Perfection Miller Paint, and now offering great pricing on Joanna Gaines products available now. All right, our schedule is the river opening at 9:15 until 10:45, so we've been open for a while now for the unlimited hydroplane qualifying round number 1. And let's go down to Brad, our A1 refrigeration and heating pit reporter, to see if we have any boats that may be ready to come out and attempt that first qualifying run.
We do, and I'm not sure what the qualifying order is going to be, but they do it in inverse order of national high points to date. We've got a couple of boats that have not scored any points yet this year. That would be the U3, the piston boat, the Griggs Ace Hardware. It would also be the U12, the Graham Trucking. I am running up just to grab a quick bottle of water because the 12 is already in the water. So they were the first one in the water. I think they will be first out. So it's going to get going here very quickly. We're going to have qualifying on the river.
Oh, that is fantastic news. Again, traffic watch thanks to Westside Auto Licensing up on the Blue Bridge. As the boats kick out there, it's hard not to want to look over, but for the passenger, it's okay, not the driver.
That's advisable. And again, you know, look, State Patrol's out. They know the deal. And Kennewick Police, Pasco Police, everybody's going to be out. Extra patrols, so don't be dumb. Just that's the best advice. Don't be stupid.
Okay. 11 a.m. until 12:15 will be the HAPO Over the River Air Show, and our special coverage thanks to Bunch Finnegan Appliance and TV. We'll be back on the river qualifying round number 2 for the H1 Unlimiteds at 12:30 until 1:30 this afternoon. Then another section of the air show, 1:45 until 3 this afternoon. Grand Prix inboard testing will begin at 3:15 until 3:45, and then we'll get ready for some racing. 3:45, it'll be the 5 to the 5 for the 5-liter hydroplanes and their heat number 1. Our coverage brought to you by Barry Long of Everstar Realty. Then we'll have a vintage hydroplane dash coming up at 4:10 this afternoon. At 4:25, the 5-liter hydroplanes back at it for heat number 2. At 4:40, Grand Prix hydroplane dash, and we'll wrap things up at 5:05 with the H1 Unlimited dash for cash, which we will carry in its entirety. And it should be fun to see not only who wins it, but who wants to go out, because it's always a little bit risky to put your equipment out there, even though you're racing for money, you know, to help fuel the fuel tank. Things can happen.
For sure, and you know, it doesn't go towards any points or anything for the weekend. It's an extra race, but it is well worth it if you can come across with the checkered flag.
Vintage Unlimited sponsor for News Radio 610 KONA is Sol Gen Power. If you haven't gone solar, you should. We did at our house. It just made sense. Find out more at ownyourpowersource.com. That's ownyourpowersource.com. Also, thanks to our friends over at IBEW Local 112. After we are done at the river, Ed Dawson is back in the News Radio 610 KONA studios with the Hydro Wrap-Up Show with all the day's highlights. That'll be after every day of our broadcast today, Saturday, and Sunday. International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 112. They're looking for licensed electricians to serve in Southeast Washington and Northeast Oregon. Log on to IBEWLU.com for additional details. Take a time out before we get to some qualifying with the H1 Unlimiteds. You're listening to HAPO Columbia Cup coverage on News Radio 610 KONA and 610KONA.com.
Race into savings, ready, set, mow this month at Farmers Exchange. Farmers Exchange is slashing WSTNK.net.
All your ag news in one place with the Washington Ag Network at 7:45 and 8:45 a.m. and 12:45 and 5:45 p.m. weekdays on News Radio 610 KONA.
Now, back to News Radio 610 KONA's coverage of the 2018 Columbia Cup, presented by Farmers Exchange in Kennewick.
Welcome back. Brunsman's Barge, Michael McDonald, Ed Dawson. Down in the pits, our A1 Refrigeration and Heating pit reporter Brad Luce, and entire factory turn number 2. It's Kevin Rounce filling in for Tony Ott, who's on the injured reserve.
Yeah, the disabled list, yes.
Physically unable to, the PUP list. But recovering, and Tony, we know you're listening, and certainly miss you, and hope you make it down to the river with Parker during the weekend. So, taking a look at some of the action that's happened in the season so far, and let's head down to the Neil F. Lamson pits and get Brad Luce back on the horn here and talk about Guntersville, Alabama. And Brad, I know you had a chance to go down there and enjoy the racing, and it certainly was one of the best finals, perhaps, that we've seen in quite some time, and a duel between what we figure would be the two leaders, Jimmy Shane in the home street and the 9, Andrew Tate, in the Les Schwab tire boat. And they did not disappoint. And I think what my takeaway from watching it on video was, on the outside, Andrew Tate in the 9 was able to get the win over Jimmy Shane on the inside.
Yeah, I think that was the most surprising thing to me, was the fact that, and I think I said it during the broadcast on about lap 2, that I didn't think he had it as fast as that 9 boat is. I didn't think he was quick enough to be able to drive around Jimmy on the outside, but he was. And then he was able to hold him there, and he gave Jimmy a lot of room. If you watch the videotape there, and some of the video that's out there, you can actually hear the parts of the conversation between the radio man and Andrew Tate, and they were saying, you know, tighten it up, keep him in there a little tighter, but he was giving him plenty of room on the inside, and it also almost came around to bite him in the rear end, because Jimmy almost caught him at the end of the line. And it was terrific. I think I said when it was over that I'd been watching boat racing for over 60 years, and that final heat was right up there with the very best. It was just, and it was really good, too, because the fans, we'd had a tough weekend down there with high winds and rough water, and we had a major storm warning come through. They had to evacuate the entire park. It was amazing to see how that all played out on Saturday. So I think everybody really wanted to put on a good show, and we finally got on the water, and that final was worth the price of admission. It was awesome.
So tell us about the venue, because this is somewhat new to us. It hasn't been on the circuit for decades.
No, I think it was 49 years, if I remember. It was since 1969 when they ran down there the last time, and they actually had the 1969 Miss Budweiser on display down there, and that was the boat that won the 69 race. The venue was absolutely gorgeous. The viewing on the starting line side, the side that you're on the Kennewick side here, the viewing on that side of the lake, and it's Lake Guntersville, the viewing on that side was beautiful. It was very similar to Seattle in that you had a shoreline drive, a street that ran along the shoreline, but between that street and the water's edge was all open parkland and green grass and so forth, and beaches, and then there were homes on the other side. And because the homes were there, they didn't have any parking, and you couldn't drive your car right to the race. You had to go to various spots around Guntersville, and then they brought you in by school bus. And it sounds very hectic. It was similar to what we did at Coeur d'Alene in 2013.
Exactly.
But it worked beautifully. It just worked beautifully. I got something for you, Michael.
Yes, Brad.
I'm going to break up what we were just talking about there. I got a little something here for you. I think I do. I think I do. Come on, Mike. Not you, Mike. The other Mike. I thought that was gonna be timed out just perfect. Here we go. I got this for you, Michael McDonald. And for our listeners on 610 KONA, here is our first boat on the water. It is our Columbia Cup 2018. It's the U12, our defending champion here on the Columbia River, J. Michael Kelly, Graham Trucking.
All right, out on the water, and we'll get it on the clock. First qualifying run of 2018 at the HAPO Columbia Cup and Over the River Air Show. Just a note, when boats cross the infield, our coverage of the DMZ is brought to you by ESCO Electric of the Tri-Cities, local electric specialist, serving the region since 1972. That's ESCO electric. Let's go over to turn number 2, because headed right towards Kevin Rounce Tire Factory turn number 2 is the 12 with J. Michael Kelly.
Yeah, still getting things pulled up right now, but I'm actually very excited to see what this boat has, because we haven't seen this boat all season. But watched during warm-ups, during the testing period, it is extraordinarily fast around the Tire Factory turn 2 down here, and he is just starting to get lined up, and we'll get to see him go down as he heads down the back stretch. The beautiful red with the white lettering of the U-12 Graham trucking boat heading on down the back stretch and over towards Mr. Michael McDonald.
Yep, heading towards you, Pullett Auto Parts turn number 3 and our Buffalo Brothers turn number 4 at the top end of the course. It's a 4-corner super speedway we call here, so we can dial in exactly where things go wrong or where things go right. Hey, Kevin, remember, we were just talking about Guntersville and how Jimmy Shane was on the inside and lost that race to Andrew Tate in the 9 on the outside. Last year, it was this boat that didn't start on the inside that ended up with the checkered flag.
Yeah, but if you remember last year, it had the absolute best start you could almost have. He was at full speed as he crossed the start-finish line, and it had been kind of a bit of a mess up to that point, and I think that gave J. Michael Kelly all he needed to win this race last year.
All right, J. Michael Kelly out on the water. This is the first race of the season for the U-12 Graham Trucking as he heads into West Coast Auto Dealers turn number 1. The wall of water comes off the skid pin, headed over to Tire Factory turn number 2. Kevin.
Absolutely, and he's looked really good out of that turn right there, smooth across the water, heading up the back stretch, and he looks very fast already in this first qualifying lap.
Hey, Michael.
Yes, Brad.
Michael, have you got? Are you going to be able to get speeds? He's on the clock here. Are you getting him?
We do not have the monitor set up just yet.
All right, I got to find where I can stand next to somebody and get a speed for us.
I do have the Twitter up. If they post them on Twitter, I'll let you guys know.
All right. Very good. That's fantastic. Now, one thing we will mention, the river conditions, Brad, are so smooth that may cause a little bit slower speeds.
Well, that's what we always talk about, you know, the sticky water. They don't like it when it's a sheet of glass. They like to have just a little light chop, and you're right. We've got, this is a little bit more toward the glassy look. But here Mike comes into view. He's got 1 in the books. He's officially qualified. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that was north of 130 miles an hour. And I'm sure it was. Coming right to Kevin. He looks good.
Oh, he looks fantastic. Barely bouncing it all through the water. Gets out of turn 2, heading up the backstretch. Looking very fast as that water shoots in behind him with that rooster tail. Yeah, I'm thinking this is in the mid to upper 150 range. That's a great speed. He looks great right now, heading up to turn 3.
Well, the one thing is turn number 2 is where the boats tend to lose a lot of speed. And in qualifying, there's just no other river traffic. So it's smooth through there, and you can get a better turn and better speed and hold on to it through the corner.
155.6.
Good call, Kevin. Good call. We get him across the Griggs Ace Hardware start-finish line, and we'll get lap number 2 for J. Michael Kelly and the 12 Graham Trucking. Headed down the front stretch towards the Blue Bridge.
A little bit of bounce there, it looks like, at least from over here.
And back into turn number 1, it's West Coast Auto Dealers to Tire Factory turn number 2.
Oh, yeah, he looks like he's tuning it up a little bit more, too, bouncing out around turn 2. He does get that little bit of slowdown as he exits turn 2, heading up to the backstretch where he gets to spool it up again. But, oh, he looks really good out there. And I bet for all these guys love to race, but for J. Michael, not having been able to be there at Guntersville or Madison, I think this is especially sweet right now.
156.2.
This is really solid run off the trailer, isn't it, for the first time this season? There's some cheering going on with the spotters. Now coming out of the Buffalo Brothers turn number 4, a fantastic turn. He was holding the buoy line extremely tight, floors it coming down the front stretch, across the Griggs Ace Hardware start-finish line, and lap number 3. And that should be it for the qualifying run for J. Michael Kelly in the 12 Graham Trucking.
And Michael, you mentioned this is the first time the boat's been out on the water this season, and it couldn't be a better setup for J. Michael Kelly returning to the place where he won last year. He's very familiar with this course, and getting that boat out on the water for the first time. This is about as perfect a setup to get a qualifying run with this boat for the first time out this season on a familiar course. And Brad, it's turning back into the pit area. I would imagine that there's some happy crew members down there.
Yeah, I think they're going to be real happy down here. 155.2 on lap number 3. So I think that second lap at a $156 was his high lap. And Mike Kelly coming back right now is probably wondering what happened. You might recognize that sound in the background as the boat from Gadsden, Alabama. And yeah, I know where Gadsden, Alabama is now. I drove through it on the way to Guntersville, but here comes Cal Phipps in the Oh Boy Oberto retro color scheme. They are back out on the water. And I mentioned Kelly must have wondered what happened as he comes back to the pit area. When he left, he was the only boat at the dock. He comes back to find 3 or 4 in the water. And he's going to have to pull in way down at the far end. But we'll catch a word with J. Michael when he steps off the boat. He's just now killed the motor and he's drifting in, but we'll get him as soon as he comes off.
So the Oberto and Cal Phipps now out where Kevin Rounce is in turn number 2.
Absolutely, and I got the chance to watch them do a little bit of testing this morning to see how this boat looked. It looked very fast, and I got to be honest, it looks great. I love the retro scheme. I love seeing the Oh Boy Oberto back out on the water, and I am glad they brought it here to the Tri-Cities.
And Cal Phipps, of course, very familiar with this course as well. So we'll see what he can turn into a time. So Brad, when you're down in the pits area, who else is in line to come out?
We got the 21 is in the water with Brian Perkins. We've also got the 440 is in the water. You've got Cal Phipps out on the water. Wow. And I want to, as Cal Phipps comes by the start-finish line, and Kevin, as he goes by you, they suffered some pretty extensive damage in Guntersville.
Big collision.
On the right side decking above the sponson. And when they rebuilt the deck and the sponson on that outside, the right side of the boat that you can see coming to you, take a look at it real close. You'll see they actually dropped that sponson. It's what we call a drop sponson. The deck is not smooth from the center of the boat all the way to the edge above the sponson. There is a ridge there, a la the U9 and a couple of other boats. So if you look at it real close, you'll see a drop sponson. Meanwhile, I'm going to stay right here because I got my good buddy who I'm expecting is going to have a smile on his face now. Nice to be back in the big boat, Mr. Kelly.
That's the biggest thing for us. Guys put a lot of work into this thing this off season, and unfortunately we weren't able to make the first 2 races, but you know, we're here to defend our championship or our win from last year and try to keep the shade. But it just feels really good to be back out in the water in the Grand Trucking boat, and boat feels great. You know, obviously we're gonna have to keep on working and tuning this thing, but you know, and that's what we're gonna do. We got some of the best guys in the sport, and just get lucky to get a go drive for these guys. So we're gonna make this thing faster and hopefully put on a great show for everybody here.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. We're very glad you're here. We missed you back east, and I know you were chomping at the bit to go. But first time out of the box here on the qualifying, a $1:56. I think you got to be really happy.
Oh, I'm thrilled. I don't even know if we ran that last year, and you know, so I mean that's pretty good. It shows the work that the guys did in the off season. You know, it'll continue. It'll pay off. It might take a little bit to get there, but you know, these guys are a great group of guys, and they're working hard, and they're going to give me the best and safest boat they can possibly give me, and hopefully we can go out there and win some races.
And you already alluded to the last question I want to ask you, because how is that shade?
It's pretty nice. I don't want to give it away, so hopefully we find some. Hopefully we find a lot of speed where none of these guys can run with us. But you know, we're gonna have to work hard because all these guys are fast, and it's not going to be easy for anybody. So biggest thing is we're here to go make it tougher on everybody else, and there'll be some good racing this weekend. We've got a lot of boats and a lot of fast boats.
Can't have any fun without a defending Columbia Cup champion. Congratulations on last year, but that's last year. Go get another one.
Exactly. Just happy to be running some laps.
Good to see you, my friend. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, J. Michael Kelly right there, 156. Pretty darned happy as well. They should be. And anybody, you guys don't have any speeds on Mr. Phipps, I assume?
Not at this point at the Brunsmith Memorial Barge here at the Griggs Ace Hardware start-finish line. Kevin, anything up on the Twitter?
Not seeing anything yet. I'll try to continue to search around and see what I can find.
And Brad, let's talk about that sponson and the way that it's offset now.
You see,
what type of an advantage do they feel that gives them?
It's tied to airflow over the deck. Basically, you know, Hanauer used to say this all the time, that if you take the sponsons off these boats and the cowling and the wing, what you're left with is just an airplane wing. And he used to call the sponsons the training wheels, and so it's an airplane wing with training wheels. So it's all about how you can control the air, over the top of the deck, and at the same time control the air underneath it. So you get lift on one and down pressure on the other, and how you move the air around. And with the drop sponson, it's just a way to maneuver that air a little bit. It also creates a vertical edge from the front of the boat at least halfway back on the boat, which does assist, albeit very slightly, but at the speeds they run, it assists in directional stability as well. So they'll try it. It'll be interesting to talk to Cal here and see what he has to say about that sponson and about the repairs that took place after a nasty collision there. You alluded to it.
Well, and let's mention it's the U-1918 celebrating 100 years of Oberto.
Yep. It is, and kind of a unique thing in this. And we've had Oh Boy Oberto and Oberto Sausage Company sponsors out here for years and years and years, and they're talking about this as a retro paint job and color scheme, but this one's a little different than anything I think they've really ever done before. It's similar to some stuff in the past, but this looks really cool.
Well, and if you notice, it's got a metallic portion of the paint that really kind of glitters out there in the sunshine.
It does, and it's coming back to the dock here, and I'm glad you said that, because I was going to try and mention that, but you know, with that colorblind thing going on here.
It's just shiny.
It's just really shiny, and it glitters, and Cal just shut it off here.
Yeah, we have the 21 with Brian Perkins.
Correct.
Out on the Payne West Insurance boat. Brian Perkins heading up the back stretch. Coverage on News Radio 610 KONA thanks to Tri-Cities Phone and PC Repair. You know, it's not normal for your phone to die all the time, and they can help you so it won't die. It's tcphonerepair.com. Extremely affordable and reliable. Also, urgent care sponsor. It's Physicians Immediate Care. Open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. No appointment needed. Find out more at PICMC.com.
I have some lap times for you.
Excellent. Let's go. Cal Phipps.
Cal Phipps maxed out lap 3, 154.876.
154.876.
All right, 154.8. That was the fastest of the three?
That's correct.
Okay.
And what was our fastest on the 12 again?
The fastest on the 12 was 156.2.
Okay.
156. So we'll get a good buddy Calvin here. He'll see me. He'll start running the other way here in a minute.
And Brian Perkins has already completed a lap, and you can recognize that boat with the checkerboard.
Let me jump in here, guys. Mr. Phipps, how are you? And welcome to the Tri-Cities, my friend.
Hey, thank you. Very happy to be here. Obviously, we got the big shiny Oberto sponsorship. We're very happy. And, it's going to be hot. We got Broadmoor Super Centers, RV Centers. Gave us a beautiful 5 slide-out trailers, so they all nice. This here, and we're really excited. Got a couple runs with a couple different setups. I believe we gained about 1.5 miles an hour, so if we can do that every time out, we're going to be pretty good.
One of the things you're going to learn with this Oberto sponsorship thing is you get to wear a nice black driver's suit when you come over here in the 100-degree heat.
Well, they told me I need to lose a little weight, so they're going to use the heat to, like, burn it off me, I think. But you know what? Black, fluorescent, orange, green, blue, give it to me. As long as it says Oberto, I'm a happy man.
Well, the thing looks awesome. You had some damage after Guntersville. Talk to me a little bit about that right sponson. You got it dropped there. You feel anything different in the boat?
No, I'm not feeling anything different. The water conditions are perfect right now. Going down the backstretch, I run over some chop, and it got a little, got my attention, but it wasn't like it was out of control like it usually did. It did a left-right walk, okay. And that usually means, hey, warning, lights are flashing, but it's not a red light. So the boat seems to be doing pretty well. We've got a whole long list of setups we want to try. We've got a couple new toys we want to play with, and we're going to use every inch of this water and every minute we can get on it and try to tune us a setup for later this weekend.
So you guys are real happy with it, first out of the box and everything. You got to be pleased.
Yeah, we're glad to be back. This boat likes this race course. I'm glad Oberto come with us here to let us come here and test. And this is like a real good test tune dial in for this Oberto team.
And you mentioned the Broadmoor RV Superstore that you got right over here in the back. Let's do the next interview up there.
Oh, let's do it right in the Broadmoor RV Super Center's trailer. Like I said, 5 slide-outs, hardwood floor. You got to come see this thing. Those guys brought it down, and they say, Cal, the boat's beautiful. Your driving suit is brand new. It looks great. But wait till you see this RV. So, again, if we could get everybody to go to @Oberto Beef Jerky at Twitter, wish them a happy 100th anniversary. And also thank them for supporting us again this year and coming back and giving us a beautiful boat to watch go out and play.
Cal, it's great to have you back in the Tri-Cities, the Wiggins family. Bring the boat out here. Have a good weekend. We'll be talking.
Thank you. I hope we talk a whole lot.
All right, works for me. Thanks, Cal. Cal Phipps, how did we do on, you guys grab any numbers?
We got the second lap for the 21 was 152.4, but I have not seen a speed yet for the third lap.
That's got to be pretty good, I would think.
I'm wondering if these boats are quite happy out in this water right now, because they do seem to have a lot of speed here for qualifying. 152.9, so that'll be the top speed for the 21, 152.9.
152.9, and as Brian has popped the lid, he's coming back now.
You know, Brad, one of the things also, obviously you have smoother water because you have one boat at a time during the qualifying session, but also cooler temperatures at this portion of the day.
Yeah, it's going to get hotter later on in the afternoon, and they're actually breaking this qualifying session into 2 periods on the schedule. So we're going to have one later in the day. It may be a little more difficult to increase or improve your speed because, to your point, it's going to get a lot warmer. And the rated horsepower on these motors are done so at sea level at 65 degrees temperature. And the last time I checked, it's going to get a little above that, I think.
Yeah, well, it's above it already.
But there comes Dustin Eccles. He had a little bit of a longer time to get it up on a plane, but Kevin, you got a big ball of bright orange coming your way.
Oh, and it's a beautiful bright orange. He's kind of taking the wide way around as he gets in, kind of trying to get the line up so he can get kind of a little bit of a running start almost as he comes into the Tire Factory Turn 2. This boat's their owners, Kelly Stockland, Karen and Sharon Stockland. One of the greatest stories about getting any young person interested in boat racing out there. Kelly breaking in essentially and learning as a kid and just getting excited and getting connected into the sport that way and getting just falling in love with it as Eccles goes down the back stretch, headed into Turn 3.
And Brad, this is a different type of boat than any other of the Unlimiteds out on the circuit. And you can tell immediately by looking at it, it is not quite as long. It's not quite as big.
Now, it's definitely a smaller boat than the other Unlimiteds, but before we get into that real quickly, what was the quick lap on the 21? Did we have 152?
152.9.
152.9. Okay, we just had some questions down here on the dock. Yes, the boat out here that Kelly owns and that Dustin Eccles is driving was not built originally as an unlimited hydroplane. If you go back about 10 years, and I'm thinking it was back 5 or 6 years, so that means it's about 10. I have a hard time remembering those types of things. This was, you remember the class called the G class?
Yes.
They ran with the unlimited lights, and it was a step up from the unlimited lights, but not as far up as to the unlimiteds.
And it was an automotive power plant.
Automotive power plant. And so that's what this boat was built as. And so it's a little bit smaller boat on the water. It runs a little bit smaller turbine. It runs a T53 versus the T55. And if you want to go back to the beginning of turbine power, when we really started to see it mature and come of age in 1974 here in the Columbia River with a boat called the U-95, there were twin turbines on that one, and they were twin turbines similar to that which is aboard the 440. So a little different concept here. They're banking on to be competitive with the power to weight ratio. The boat is smaller, it's much lighter, they don't have as much horsepower, but they're not trying to kick as much weight around the race course. I'm real curious to hear what kind of a lap speed we get out of this, because it was on Saturday a year ago when this boat turned everybody's heads and ran consistent laps north of 145.
Well, I tell you, Dustin's putting some air underneath it coming across the start-finish line, the Griggs Ace Hardware start-finish line here at the Brunsmith Memorial Barge, but he's definitely backing off the throttle. I don't know if Kevin has any speeds yet in Tire Factory Turn number 2.
Not yet, but yeah, it looks like he did one lap, and
yeah, he's coming back.
And he's back down. He's down. Let's see if the good folks over at H1 keeping me informed. So
good.
We'll see what I'll let you know when we get a time.
Very good. Kevin's over in our Tire Factory Turn number 2. Special thanks on our broadcast on News Radio 610 KONA and 610KONA.com. Highlands Organic Market. They want to remind you to drink plenty of water, have sunscreen. It's going to be hot. Remember, prevention is better than the cure. Highlands Organic Market. Crave natural. Also, thanks to Derwin and everybody at All Doors Incorporated. For service, repair, and installation of all automatic and manual entry systems, it's All Doors Incorporated. Call 547-2158. And Clover Island Inn, it's your in-town destination resort. 4th floor, Riverview Suites. They have the Riverside patio pool and hot tub and fantastic food in the Crow's Nest. Log on to cloverislandinn.com or call 586-0541. And Smoke City for Less, the #1 smoke and vape shop in town, along with Total Quality Air. For all your air conditioner needs, remember, Total Quality Air is here for you. Paradise Auto, don't forget to visit Paradise Auto, where you apply, you will qualify. And the Glass Doctor. For all your windshield repair needs, call Dan at the Glass Doctor. Dan knows his cracks. Also, White's Furniture. Solid wood, solid value in downtown Kennewick. We'll take a time out. More of our coverage coming up of the HAPO Columbia Cup and Over the River Air Show on News Radio 610 KONA and 610KONA.com.
While politicians were making promises, Christopher Tracy was in the trenches, working with schools to reduce employee health insurance premiums and creating housing opportunities for veterans and seniors. As District 8 Position 2 representative, Tracy wants to help us in Eastern Washington. He has a plan to lower college tuition, make better use of tax dollars, and improve school security.
I'm Christopher Tracy. Your vote will make a difference.
Paid by people for Chris Tracy, Democrat.
Westside Auto Licensing, serving the Tri-Cities since 1991. Westside Auto Licensing provides licensing services for vehicles, vessels, ORVs, snowmobiles, trailers, and more. Westside Auto Licensing with 2 locations to serve you in Pasco at the Autoplex and now on Verdon Boulevard, featuring a drive-through window, making a renewal a breeze. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to noon at the Autoplex. And Tuesday through Saturday, 9:30 a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. on Verdon Boulevard. Westside Auto Licensing, exceptional customer service, always.
What's your vision? Come on, we all have a vision of the dream kitchen we'd love to have. Bring it to life with Thermador from Bunch Finnegan. With Thermador appliances, you can create unforgettable experiences in your kitchen. Right now at Bunch Finnegan, pick any 2 qualifying Thermador appliances and get a Thermador dishwasher free. The Bunch Finnegan Kitchen Pros will put it all together. Bunch Finnegan, 9 East Columbia Drive, Kennewick, and go to bunch.com.
Bunch Finnegan. Thanks a bunch.
Physicians' immediate care clinics know that waiting isn't fun, especially when you're not feeling well. If your wait time may exceed 40 minutes, you're given the option to be called about 15 minutes before you're due to be seen. As an established patient, you can also call ahead to check their wait time, so you can stay at home until it's time to see the doctor. Physicians' Immediate Care on Torbit in Richland. Go to picmic.com. That's PICMC.com. Before we open our first Tri-Cities branch, STCU wanted to sample some local cuisine. First, what is a
Spud Nut? Oh, that's a really, really good donut place.
Soon, we found ourselves at the Spud Nut shop eating warmed-up chocolate Spud Nuts. Then time for more research at El Fat Cat Taco Truck, which offers shordubu.
Some people can't say ciabatta.
Yes, that. Delicious. We may be new here, but we're fast learners. STCU is a credit union, federally insured by NCUA.
It's time for the 2018 Umatilla County Fair in Hermiston from August 7th through the 11th at the Eastern Oregon Trade and Event Center. Davis Carnival rides, incredible food, livestock, and open class exhibits, plus out-of-this-world entertainment on the Wild Horse Resort and Casino main stage. Tuesday, August 7th, it's country legend Sawyer Brown.
Some girls don't like boys like me.
Wednesday, August 8th, catch Ned Ledoux.
Highway, we've seen it all.
Thursday, August 9th, rock out with Skid Row. Friday night, Latino night. And Saturday, August 11th, the fair winds down with Blues Traveler. All shows begin at 9 p.m. Reserved seats are on sale for all shows right now online through the fair website or at the fair office for just $12. General admission to all shows with your fair admission. Be a part of the Umatilla County Fair August 7th through 11th in Hermiston.
Tired of looking at senior living options that don't fit you and the lifestyle you want? Come have lunch and visit Solstice Senior Living at Kennewick on their beautifully landscaped campus at 8264 West Grand Ridge Boulevard. Offering studios, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments, Solstice provides 3 chef-prepared meals in the gorgeous dining room, a vibrant vibrant life activity calendar catered to your needs. Housekeeping and maintenance for a whole lot less than you would expect. Call 866-431-3313 today. Solstice Senior Living at Kennewick. Independent senior living. It's what you've been looking for.
The 2018 Columbia Cup on News Radio 610 KONA is presented by Farmers Exchange.
All 3 boats deck to deck, heading down the backstretch. Great exit here out of 2.
Anderson Dental, Esco Electric, West Coast Auto Dealers, Tri-Cities Phone and PC Repair, and A1 Refrigeration and Heating. All proud sponsors of your award-winning Columbia Cup broadcast.
Whoa, look at Jimmy King get some air underneath the boat coming across start-finish line.
On News Radio 610 KONA.
Now, back to News Radio 610 KONA's coverage of the 2018 Columbia Cup, presented by Farmers Exchange in Kennewick.
Welcome back, Brutsman's Memorial Barge. Michael McDonald joined by Kay Metz, and we'll talk with Kay here in just a moment. I want to tell you we do have a speed on the U440 bucket list racing. That was the orange boat with Dustin Eccles, a 139.556 for Dustin Eccles. Also, the U11 Reliable Diamond Tools JD's Tom Thompson was out completing first run for qualifying, and we'll get some speeds on his effort on the river in just a moment. But we want to talk about an effort that has been lifelong, at least the life of the water police, and that goes 53 years. And Kay Metz is here, who's one of the volunteers. And Kay, first off, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.
You know, it's kind of nice that there are people in the community that care so much about this event that they want to dedicate every summer to be here and to make sure that it runs smoothly.
That is correct, and I was really proud of last year, and I think this year will be the same. We didn't have any arrests in the park, and everybody had a good time. Lots of families down here, and that looked really good, having the families.
How many volunteers does it take to put on an event this size, this scope?
Well, you've got probably, by the time you figure your parking and your security and our board members and all the other people we bring in, we probably have 1,000 people involved.
It's an amazing effort to make sure that the event continues. And really, I think that's the key. And the transformation that we've seen over, maybe 25 years ago, it's completely different what you experience in the park today.
Well, it is. And, you know, people don't get harassed. They have a good time. And we've got the beer garden is well operated. And we've got good board members that oversee everything. And, you know, the big thing, we need to thank our fans. We've got some of the best fans in the entire United States. And they make it happen. The volunteers, our office staff, it all comes together. It takes a team effort to make this go.
Yeah, Kathy Powell, Lori Schumacher, and everybody down at the Water Follies office, just a Herculean effort to make sure that this event continues without a hitch. Now let's talk a little bit about the safety out on the water, because that is paramount this weekend.
It is, and we've got all the sleds, rescue sleds out there. They go through a lot of intense training. The diver, the EMTs, the paramedics, or whoever's on the sled. And over the years, we've been able to bring the drivers out of a crash, and they're alive today. Back in '97, we had the bad one with Vilvock on the Budweiser, and he's alive and well today. He beat Bill Munsey's record. And so they train, and then plus the other thing, our patrol boats out here, they keep the perimeter safe. We don't want anybody swimming out and getting hurt. And so they are out in the sun all day. And so a big thank you to everybody volunteering in our official boats out here. So without the volunteers, all the professionals, we could not put the race on.
And let's talk about those patrol boats and their job. And this is going to be tough this weekend with temperatures moving into triple digits, because people are going to want to be out swimming. But it's essential when the hydroplanes are on the river that they are out of the river. No swimmers in the water.
That is correct, because hopefully we wouldn't have a hydro go out of control, but there's always the chance of a rudder breaking, and we don't want people getting hurt. Safety number one.
All right, Kate. Thanks so much for joining us. And if you ever need any work done on your boat, it's Metz Mobile Marine.
You bet. One last plug. The Kennewick Lions Club is serving really good food this weekend.
Of course they are.
You bet.
Yep, and we'll be enjoying it.
Thank you, Michael.
Yep, you'll find the Lions Mobile Kitchen just at the end of the driving range on the Kennewick shoreline, near the Gold Star families in the grandstand. That's a great effort that you guys put in that trailer down there.
You bet.
Thank you very much, Kay.
Thank you.
K-Met's joining us on the broadcast, and let's go back down to the Neil F. Lamson pits, and Brad Luce, our pit reporter, thanks to A1 Refrigeration and Heating, as the Home Street Bank boat is back out on the course.
It is back out on the course. I did get a speed, just a roundabout set of numbers on Tom Thompson in the U11. Reliable Diamond Tool presents Miss J&D's. Hot lap was just north of 152. The reason that Dustin Eccles only took a single lap in the 440, the temperature gauge started to climb on him, so discretion the better part of valor. He finished off quickly the lap and then got it back to the pits where they'll take a look at things, but he did run the lap at 139, as you said, so he's qualified. But meanwhile, we've got some real speed set to get out here on the race course. One of them is already there. It is the defending national high point champion, Jimmy Shane, the Miss Home Street. The Home Street blue boat is just ripping up the backstretch right now, Michael. I know you got a great view, and he is on the clock.
He is on the clock, that blue and white boat. And Brad, we had a chance to talk to their new crew chief when they were down here about a month or so ago for testing and on the river. And her story will be coming up a little bit later on in the weekend, one of our special profiles. And she's been hard at work, as has the whole crew, Cindy Shirley. And her story about how she got into boat racing and on those crews and ascending to this position. Bittersweet, obviously, because of the passing of the former crew chief, but she is ready and willing and certainly able to take the reins of this crew, and the boat looks really good right now.
It does look really good, and we'll look forward to hearing that discussion with Cindy. She is a great gal. And she has definitely earned her way to this position. Young kid starting out just as a fan of unlimited hydroplane racing in Evansville, Indiana, and now all the way up to the first female crew chief in the turbine era. And she knows her job. I just watched her get everything ready on the U1 to come out on the course, and it's just business as usual. She handles everything very methodically, like you have to, and they definitely give her the respect on the Home Street Bank team. Don't have any speeds on this, but Jimmy's got 2 in the books, and I'll bet they're good. Kevin, he's at the apex right in your lap.
Absolutely. Boy, does he look real fast right now. Just hugging the buoy line, getting around turn 2, getting into the backstretch, just flying up the river on the Pasco side, heading up towards turn 3 and Michael McDonald.
And, you know, this boat, guys, Jimmy Shane has had some success on this course and in this stop on the tour. So, and they brought 2 boats, Brad. Talk to us about what they want to try to get out of this.
Well, I think, you know, the original statement.
Well, we might have lost Brad there for a second. There we go.
Are we back? Yep.
Yeah, Brad's back. Go ahead, Brad.
But the original discussion was they wanted to come here and run both boats and make a decision on which one they would race. And they can do that. They can qualify both boats. And then at some point, though, before we go racing tomorrow, they have to declare.
Yeah, Brad's cutting out again, but I think he was going to say at some point you'd have to declare which one that you're going to use for the weekend. So long as both are qualified, you can make that choice as a team, correct?
Correct. And then if one of them fails, if one of them falters at any point, you cannot defer to the second boat. Once you declare which one you're going to run, or you're going to run them both, and that's never been discussed that I'm aware of. So they will just make a decision which one they want to run. And I'm thinking that's probably going to be the boat we just saw out on the race course, because they are working on the new boat down there, but they got some work to do before it hits the water. And one would only expect you're going to have some gremlins and some issues you're going to have to iron out before you throw it out on the Columbia, as you like to call it, the super speedway, and push it up close to 200 miles an hour.
And Brad, it's kind of a catch-22 bringing 2 boats, is it not? Because you have to make some tough decisions, like you said, but you also have a complete set of parts. For one, if you need, you can just take one and grab parts from the other.
That's exactly right, and you have to decide how you're going to do that. And if you're going to make a real decision of one boat over the other, you pretty much got to compare them at least as equally as you can. Same driver, same hardware, skid pin, propeller, and all that good stuff. The other piece to that whole puzzle is you've got to worry about your parts going from boat A to point B, but you've also got a crew that's got to start splitting time between the 2 boats. And so I'm sure they will make a decision, or if they haven't already, just because the new boat isn't quite ready yet, that they're probably going to focus most of their effort on the current hull. They can run the new one and get some time on it and understand it better, all for the better. But they've got to, they're in second place in national high points, and they want to get that U1 back on the boat next year. And this next boat that's going to come out on the water here momentarily, driven by Andrew Tate, they have got their sights and their hearts set on winning this national championship. So the Home Street guys are going to have to really focus, and if they want to keep that #1, because these 9 guys are really coming after them.
Hey, Brad, did you guys hear a 162.9?
Yeah, just short of 163.
Holy smoke!
By the way, last year's top qualifying speed, if you want to just compare it to last year, the 2017 Columbia Cup, the top qualifier was the 9 at 160.7.
Hey guys, I want to let you know there is we're getting word that there's a little bit of debris out on the course. In fact, they're picking it up at the entrance of our West Coast Auto Dealers turn #1. Brad, you might be able to see them.
Yep, I see them there now.
There's a small piece of wood out on the course that they're after, and they're going to get that up and make sure boats are safe. So we've got a black flag on the course, and that's going to allow us time to thank some of our sponsors that come together, including Farmers Exchange, 215 West Canal Drive in downtown Kennewick. Right now, Ready, Set, Mow savings on your next Toro riding or walk behind mower. Find out the details at mowerhome.com or stop in there at 215 West Canal Drive in downtown Kennewick at Farmers Exchange. 95 years here in the Tri-Cities. Along with Columbia Basin Hearing Center, celebrating over 40 years of better living through better hearing. That's Columbia Basin Hearing Center. Four Paws Dog Works, Tri-Cities home for dog training and dog events. Check them out at 4paw. That's the number, 4pawsdogworks.com. Family owned and operated for over 86 years. It's Tom Denchel Ford, FordCountry.com. They have over 700 vehicles to choose from right now. And CHS Sun Basin Growers, a leading cooperative owned by farmers, ranchers, diversified in energy, grains, agronomy, committed to helping customers, farmers, owners grow their business. For info, call 509-767-5881. JMC Motorsports, across the Cable Bridge in Pasco, your Honda motorcycle dealer for the Tri-Cities. They do a great job over there. Along with Columbia Basin Hot Sea at 1210 North Oregon Avenue in Pasco, providing the Tri-Cities with the biggest names in industrial cleaning equipment. Columbia Basin Hot Sea on Oregon Avenue in Pasco. Blue Line Manufacturing in Pasco, Sunnyside, and Yakima, your Kubota dealer. The future of agriculture is building with ag orchard and vineyard equipment. Blue Line Manufacturing for all your farming equipment needs. Washington Furniture and Hardware, they've been serving the Tri-Cities since 1919 at 6 West Kennewick Avenue downtown. Stop by for all your home improvement needs. They're in downtown Kennewick. SS Equipment, your perfect match for the right equipment. Big savings, farming operation. They're in Pasco, Othello, Quincy, and Hermiston for New Holland tractors. And battery systems. Do you need a battery for your car, boat, truck, or RV? It's battery systems for anything you need power for. Take a time out. More of our coverage coming up. The HAPO Columbia Cup and Over the River Air Show. News Radio 610 KONA and 610KONA.com.
Hi, I'm Matt Benke. I was raised in Kennewick.
Barbecue season, and Sportsman's Warehouse is the place to shop to help you take it outside. They've got pellet grills, water toys, any and all camping gear and supplies, all your fishing equipment and more. And they'll price match anyone in town. Come to your local experts who know their products. Ask any one of their knowledgeable staff about your fishing and camping needs. Sportsman's Warehouse, located off Canal in Kennewick. No need to go anywhere else. Let Sportsman's Warehouse help you take it outside.
Choose from over 750 vehicles, both foreign and domestic, at each You Pull It Auto Parts location in Pasco and Yakima. The yards are clean and organized, arranged by manufacturer and model type. Bring your own tools, pull your own parts, and save big money. All parts are pre-priced with a 30-day warranty. The mission at You Pull It Auto Parts is to provide great customer service with the highest quality used auto parts at the lowest possible price. You Pull It Auto Parts, 14 East Washington Avenue in Yakima and 802 South Oregon Avenue in Pasco. Online at go2youpullit.com.
You are listening to the Water Follies thanks to Farmers Exchange on News Radio 610 KONA, Kennewick, Richland, Pasco.
Now, back to News Radio 610 KONA's coverage of the 2018 Columbia Cup, presented by Farmers Exchange in Kennewick.
Welcome back, race fans, at the Griggs Ace Hardware start-finish line. Brunswick's Memorial Barge on the course, the 9. That would be Andrew Tate. He was the winner in Guntersville. Let's go down to the A1 Refrigeration Heating Pit Tower and West Coast Auto Dealers. Turn number 1, Brad Luce.
Oh, sorry, and I am on, but I am not where I've got a good view. You caught me walking here. And
well, Tire Factory turn 2.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, after he exited turn 1, he got the boat up in the air a little bit, and I think he had to calm it down as he exited Tire Factory turn 2. Headed up the backstretch, but boy, the 9 is really fast right now. We might see another 162, 163 range.
Up around the top end of the course, You Pull It Auto Parts turn number 3 into Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. It's Andrew Tate holding the buoy line, and he'll come across the Griggs Ace Hardware start-finish line.
158.6.
158. What about this lap as we get the second lap on the clock with Andrew Tate in the 9, headed down the front stretch to West Coast Auto Dealers turn number 1.
I can hear him, but I can't see him yet, and we're here. 159, 148.
He is bouncing around down here on the east end of the course before he gets up. So they're going to probably take a look at that. But yeah, either the water's gotten a little choppier down here in 1 and 2. But he's definitely not been as smooth as the 1 was down here.
So Andrew Tate up the backstretch into You Pull It Auto Parts turn number 3. A little bit hazy out there. We really can't see Rattlesnake Mountain in the backdrop as readily as normal. So I know we've had some fires in the air, and we certainly thank all those first responders that are out there fighting the fires. That is a job that's just incredible and intense, especially in the heat. Across the start-finish line, lap number 3, it's Andrew Tate in the 9, Les Schwab Tire and Delta Real Track. Headed down the front stretch, he's backed up throttle, and he'll take it back to the Neil F. Lamson pits and our A1 Refrigeration and Heating pit reporter, Brad Luce.
And Kevin, really quick, in the U1, when the Miss Home Street Bank, do you recall? I believe it was a 162. It was a high 162, was it not?
Yeah, it was 3/100th of a second short of 163. It's a 162.97.
Okay.
The 9, the U9 got a 160.52.
Okay.
Yep.
And that Home Street Bank, again, we're keeping our eyes on the course record set back in 2010 by the Spirit of Qatar and Dave Vilwalk, who is in attendance today. And now we're looking at less than a half a mile per hour from the U1 away from that. So we'll keep our eye on that as we head down to the pits and Brad Luce.
Yeah, Michael, I just picked up that last speed, too. You got it right on. And not to rain on anybody's parade here, but we ought to mention to our fans who maybe aren't terribly familiar with what's going on here in our qualifying. We're running 3 laps qualification. We are recording the fastest lap of the 3, but we're not quite done at that point. It is all unofficial because the boats have to go through a tech inspection. And I bring all of this up because we saw something very similar in Guntersville, where Jimmy Shane went out and laid down some laps north of 160 during the qualification runs, but ended up losing them all to a fuel flow violation. And he also, it cost him his first heat victory down there in Heat 1A. And it was very interesting because I think you guys have the records sheet up there. And if you look at a 2.5-mile race course for the fastest, I think it's the fastest heat of competition, it belongs to Andrew Tate in the U9. And I don't remember what it was, but I want to say something in the neighborhood of 157.
Yep, it was 156.743, and that was done at Guntersville by Andrew Tate in the U9.
And the interesting part about that, on the water, he finished in second place. Jimmy actually won that heat running much faster than that, but he lost it again to a fuel flow violation.
So U1 would have not only won the race, but have captured undoubtedly the world record had that stood.
Absolutely. So I got the young man here. I think he's talking to his crew members here, but we'll welcome Andrew Tate back to the Tri-Cities. Nice and warm, just the way we like it.
Yeah, we're getting used to it here, coming here every year, but it's nicer in June coming from Michigan.
I'll bet it is, and it seems like everywhere you're going this year, it's getting pretty warm. I didn't get to see your run. It was very fast. I heard you had a lap north of $1:60, but one of our spotters on the other side of the river was saying you were getting a little loose coming out of turn 1 down here. Is there something over there?
Maybe my own roller. That's probably about the best explanation I can give you. I thought I lined up pretty well coming on my warm-up lap, so that wouldn't be there, but it seemed like every other turn I was finding it. So I'm sure that had something to do with only the 160 compared to the 161 we ran earlier.
So I know the fans, we've been talking a lot about down in Guntersville and the great show that you guys put on down there. You got more competition here all of a sudden than you had down in Guntersville. This could be a lot of fun for you and the fans.
Yeah, the more the merrier. I wish we could have a boat count like this everywhere we go, but it makes coming here to Tri-Cities that much more interesting, and as a driver, that much more fun.
And I know you guys are pushing really, really hard for that National High Points Championship. You're out front right now, but these qualification points, even if it's just another 20 on somebody, it's worth fighting for, so I'm going to assume we're going to see you out making another hard run.
Yeah, every point matters at this point. No pun intended, but hopefully we can keep it tight, keep it close, keep our lead, and I'm sure it'll come down to San Diego just like it has the last couple years.
Absolutely, and you might want to have a conversation with J. Michael Kelly down there, because he's telling me he's really liking that shade. So if you could pull off a win here on Sunday, it's real nice down there.
Yeah, they got the premier spot here down there. Obviously, they won. They got the Bernie tree, so we're coming for them. Hopefully, we got something for them. We'll see. We'll see when it comes Sunday.
He made it pretty clear it's worth fighting for, so it's good to have all of you here. We're looking for some more side-by-side racing. Good luck the rest of the weekend. Got a ways to go.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, Tri-Cities.
You bet. Andrew Tate, driver of the U9, the Les Schwab tires. Boat back up on the trailer. Andrew walks up the ramp, and suddenly, I'm the only person standing down here on the dock.
So we have no boats getting ready to go back into the water then. How about
it looks like the U3 and the 99.9 both passed on this particular round of qualifying. They'll try to get ready for the afternoon.
I was just going to say that those are the two boats we didn't see. I'm looking at the 99.9 right now. They did not have a motor in the boat earlier on. That motor is in the boat right now, and there are a bunch of people up on the deck, probably 5 or 6, so they're working. Looks like everything is good there, and everything is quiet in the U3 camp. The Griggs Ace Hardware. It's just quiet on that camp, but that's kind of how they like to play it, that team. Ed Cooper doesn't want to run the boat really any harder, any longer than he has with those old World War II aircraft engines in it.
They play quiet over there because on the race course, they make a lot of noise.
They make some noise. So, and they are pitted up in the other pit area. They're up above with the Grand Prix boats and the 5 liters. And then we've got our vintage boats here. We've got 5 of those that are lined up, and that's going to be a great show later on in the day and certainly throughout the weekend as well. So still lots to come here, but right now on the unlimited side in this first run at qualifying, all is quiet.
All right, thanks. And our top qualifier so far is the U1 Miss Home Street Bank with Jimmy Shane, 162.97 miles per hour. Second highest speed out there is the U9 Les Schwab Delta Real Track with driver Andrew Tate at 160.52. And third would be the defending champion of our HAPO Columbia Cup, last year's winner, the 12 Graham Trucking with J. Michael Kelly. Special thanks on the broadcast to Zerop Orthodontic Care. It's time to do something for yourself. Did you know that 1 out of every 5 patients in orthodontic treatment is over the age of 21? I'm one of them, Ed.
No kidding.
I'm wearing Invisalign braces right now.
I didn't know that.
From Zerop. Yeah, you did. From Zerop Orthodontics.
I couldn't see them. That's my point.
Also, special thanks to Londa Harpster, Windermere Real Estate, and listwithlinda.com. They'll find the right home for you and help you sell yours, too. That's listwithlonda.com. And Brutzman's Office Solutions, the largest contract stationer in all of Eastern Washington, and Northeast Oregon is right here in the Tri-Cities. It's Brutzman's. They have everything you need. Delivery too. For all your office needs, go to brutzmans.com. At Shelby's Floral, make somebody smile. Celebrate with someone's Smile Week. Make it every day. Shelby's Floral, best flowers to make somebody smile and laugh or cheer somebody up. Shelby's Floral, with a wide selection online and delivery in Kennewick. Go to shelbysfloral.com. Take a time out. More of our coverage coming up. HAPO Columbia Cup Over the River Air Show. News Radio 610 KONA, 610KONA.com.
What's your vision? Come on, we all have a vision of the dream kitchen we'd love to have. Bring it to life with Bosch from Bunch Finnegan. Bosch appliances offer perfection in every detail. Right now at Bunch Finnegan, pick any 3 qualifying Bosch appliances and receive up to a 15% rebate. Bunch has had Bosch longer than any other Tri-Cities location, and their kitchen pros will put it all together. Bunch Finnegan, 9 East Columbia Drive, Kennewick.
Bunch Finnegan. Thanks a bunch.
STCU has been serving credit union members in Eastern Washington since 1934. But we're new here in the Tri-Cities. We asked residents to give us the lay of the land. How many cities are there in Tri-Cities?
There's 3, and there's kind of one off to the side.
3, technically 5, 7, because they call it the 7 cities.
Thanks for the clarification, Tri-Cities. All 3 to 7 of you. STCU is a credit union, federally insured by NCUA.
Back to Basics Chiropractic is now TPI certified by Titleist Performance Institute for golf enthusiasts. This certification focuses specifically on golfers to dramatically increase their golf performance while also preventing future injuries through a deep understanding on how the body functions during a golf swing. It's a concept known as the body swing connection. Back to Basics Chiropractic, your trusted chiropractors in Kennewick, Washington. To schedule your consultation, call 509-783-BACK. 509-783-BACK.
Find your inspiration at Costless Carpet, where you'll find beautiful backsplash mosaics and subway tiles, elegant quartz and granite countertops, scratch-resistant laminate flooring, solid and engineered hardwood, waterproof vinyl flooring, porcelain tile, and of course, durable stain-resistant carpet. All in stock and at the guaranteed lowest price. Let our team of designer specialists help you turn your ideas into reality. Costless Carpet is your home improvement headquarters for the greatest selection at the lowest price. Find your nearest Costless Carpet in Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, or Walla Walla.
It's time for the 2018 Umatilla County Fair in Hermiston from August 7th through the 11th at the Eastern Oregon Trade and Event Center. Davis Carnival rides, incredible food, livestock, and open class exhibits, plus out-of-this-world entertainment on the Wild Horse Resort and Casino main stage. Tuesday, August 7th, it's country legend Sawyer Brown.
Some girls don't like boys like me. Oh, but some girls do.
Wednesday, August 8th, catch Ned Ledoux.
Highway, we've seen it all.
Thursday, August 9th, rock out with Skid Row. Friday night, Latino night. And Saturday, August 11th, the fair winds down with Blues Traveler. All shows begin at 9 p.m. Reserved seats are on sale for all shows right now online through the fair website or at the fair office for just $12. General admission to all shows with your fair admission. Be a part of the Umatilla County Fair August 7th through 11th in Hermiston.
Westside Auto Licensing, serving the Tri-Cities since 1991. Westside Auto Licensing provides licensing services for vehicles, vessels, ORVs, snowmobiles, trailers, and more. Westside Auto Licensing with 2 locations to serve you in Pasco at the Autoplex and now on Verdon Boulevard, featuring a drive-through window, making a renewal a breeze. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to noon at the Autoplex. And Tuesday through Saturday, 9:30 a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. on Verdon Boulevard. Westside Auto Licensing. Exceptional customer service. Always.
Agriculture is a multi-billion-dollar industry here in the Northwest, but what does that mean for your neighborhood, for your family, or for your future? Hi, Glenn Boggin inviting you to join us weekday mornings at 5 o'clock for Northwest Ag Today on the Washington Ag Network, right here on News Radio 610 KONA. Northwest Ag Today on the Washington Ag Network is brought to you by Tire Factory. For the family car or the family farm, trust what you love to Tire Factory. Visit them online, PascoTireFactory.com.
Now, back to News Radio 610 KONA's coverage of the 2018 Columbia Cup, presented by Farmers Exchange in Kennewick.
Welcome back. It's Brutzman's Memorial Barge here at the Griggs Ace Hardware start-finish line. Michael McDonald alongside Ed Dawson. Our A1 refrigeration and heating pit reporter is Brad Luce. On the Pasco side, at Tire Factory turn number 2, Kevin Rounce, and our first section, that is, of H1 Unlimited hydroplane qualifying is in the books. And again, the leader, 162.97. That would be the Miss Home Street Bank and driver Jimmy Shane.
And coming up, the schedule is a little bit different this year, Michael. They've split the air show and the qualifying in the morning and midday into 2 sessions. So coming up here shortly, we're going to have the first part of the HAPO Over the River Air Show, where previously they've gone about noon, 12:30 in that area, but now they're going to be doing it a little early, and then they'll have another section this afternoon, 1:45 to 3 p.m. for the HAPO Over the River Air Show.
And as usual, our group of reporters, Jill Michaels, Jenna Kokenauer, Glenn Bogan, Ed Dawson, Rob Francis, putting together hydro reports, which we will bring to you while we have that opportunity just ahead of the air show.
Yeah, Jenna went to the availability yesterday for the air show, talked to some of the pilots and the folks behind that, so you'll hear that special report later on in the weekend.
Thanks to TC Phone and PC Repair. Well, that forecast from Anderson Dental at KennewickSmiles.com. Weather has just plain been hot. We're trying to get used to the heat wave that we've been experiencing in the Tri-Cities, and it will continue right through the weekend. Weather thanks to Anderson Dental at KennewickSmiles.com. Do want to mention that one of the patrol boats has brought a large tumbleweed out of the river to the dock here at the Brunswick Memorial Barge. So
in pieces.
Debris continues to be one of those things that they're out there watching for, and one of the patrol boats brought that up. Our forecast 101 for a high today, and right now we're sitting at 84 degrees.
Yep, and it's warming up quickly. Going to get to that century mark. Don't know if we're going to get much above that this weekend, but we'll see. Regardless, it's going to be warm, especially for those that are in all that gear in the cockpit going around the river this weekend.
Thanks to Chinook Heat and Air on our broadcast. 90-minute tune-up to get your AC system running just right. Call and schedule that appointment soon, because, well, you might need to do it sooner than rather than later with the heat wave we've been under. Also, our thanks on the broadcast to Back to Basics Chiropractic and Massage. Complete chiropractic care with an adjustment and musculoskeletal system for optimal performance. They do a nice job. It's back2basics.com for more information. Umatilla County Fair is coming up. Get your reserve tickets now for their concerts. They have a great lineup with country legends Sawyer Brown taking the stage Tuesday, August 7th at 9 p.m. Tickets available through Ticketmaster.com for the Umatilla County Fair. Also, our thanks to Horse Heaven Hills Pet Urgent Care, now open in Kennewick 7 days a week. Compassionate veterinary care at your convenience. Give them a call at 509-581-0647. That's Horse Heaven Hills Pet Urgent Care. And G2 Construction, superior choice for your commercial construction project. For more than a decade, it's G2 Construction. Take a time out, and we will have one of our special river reports coming up thanks to TC, Tri-Cities, PC, and Phone Repair. That's coming up next on News Radio 610 KONA and 610KONA.com.
West Coast Auto Dealers. Makes you want to ride. It sounds simple enough, but what does that really mean? It means that when you deal with West Coast Auto Dealers for your new-to-you car purchase, it will inspire that youthful exuberance you remember from the first time you ever drove. The freedom, the wind, the friends, and the good times. All of that and more. That's how West Coast Auto Dealers will make you want to ride. Rediscover the feeling of pure awesomeness with your new-to-you car purchase. Located in the Pasco Autoplex and on the corner of 395 in Clearwater. West Coast Auto Dealers. Go to WCDealers.com for more information.
Tri-City Phone and PC Repair doesn't want you to be that person. You know, the one, does anyone have a charge right tomorrow? Sorry, I missed your call, boss. My phone was dead. Tri-City Phone and PC Repair wants you to know it's not normal for your phone to die all the time. Go to TC Phone and PC Repair in Richland or Pasco. They'll replace your phone battery, even iPhone, tablet, computer, or anything else that plugs in. Electronics, not your refrigerator. Switching your battery out is quick, affordable, and reliable. Go to tcphonerepair.com. That's tcphonerepair.com.
Hi, I'm John. You know, I used to talk to you about hardware, but now The seasons are changing, and at True Value Washington Hardware and Furniture, we're getting ready. Hi, I'm Kathleen. If you need tools, we've got them. Need touch-up paint? We've got that. Inside repairs, visit our plumbing and electrical department. We have a huge selection of tools, and key-cutting bolt selections are available. We have Traeger and barbecue accessories year-round. True Value Washington Hardware and Furniture, where we've been giving great service and selection for over 90 years.
Hey, did you hear? Registration is open now. Tri-Cities Youth Soccer is having open enrollment for the 2018-2019 season. Registration is one low price. It includes 8 weeks of play in the fall and 9 weeks of play in the spring, ending the season with Soccer Palooza, where their vendors, silent auction, and year-end tournament jamboree. Register by July 31st to avoid late fees and wait lists. Visit the website at t-cysa.org or come by 6160 Burton Boulevard, Pasco, Washington. Open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, 1 to 5 p.m. and Thursday, 3 to 7 p.m.
Cooking with Chef Chris, Saturday mornings at 10. Brought to you by McCary Meats in Basin City on News Radio 610 KONA and 610KONA.com.
Here's a look at what's happening in and around the 2018 Columbia Cup in Columbia Park, presented by Solgen Power.
Triple digits are in the forecast as the Tri-Cities Water Follies makes its 53rd annual splash. Benton County Health Educator Kathleen Clary Cook shares vital tips to stay hydrated while having outdoor fun.
It's easy to be having a little too much fun and not paying attention to things like staying hydrated. You want to pay attention to those who are most at risk, and those are our folks who are a little older or our little ones. Kids' bodies heat up a lot faster than ours do, so make sure that everybody around you is just drinking plenty of water and not staying out in the sun too much.
It's not enough to be near the water. The trick is getting the H2O into you.
If you are the least bit thirsty, then you're already dehydrated.
Wow, I did not know that. The symptoms to watch out for are varied.
Someone with heat exhaustion might feel faint or dizzy. They might be nauseous or vomiting, have a rapid weak pulse, muscle cramps, and their skin might be cool and clammy. And they might be sweating excessively. And if that's the case, you want to get them someplace into air conditioning if at all possible, drinking lots of water, and find a way to cool them down. If it's heat stroke, the biggest concern is that they're not sweating at all. So somebody with heat stroke might have a throbbing headache, but they might lose consciousness. You want to call 911.
All liquids are not created equal.
It's best to avoid things with caffeine and alcohol and really focus on the water.
Celebrate the race, but when you're out in the heat, it's not a hats-off moment. In fact, cover up.
Hats are a great idea to keep the sun away from your face. Folks who work outside actually tend to wear long pants and long-sleeve shirts. It seems counterproductive that it would be cooler, but it actually protects the skin.
Whether you're a spectator in the sport or participating in the race, protect yourself.
Wear plenty of sunscreen and reapply frequently, especially if they've gone into the river to cool off. A lot of times it can get washed off or you sweat it off. We want to make sure that folks are taking care of themselves, taking care of the ones around them, and hopefully not having to make a visit to emergency medical services at boat race weekend. People need to plan ahead.
That report was brought to you by Solgen Power. Own your power source. For more information on how you can go solar with Solgen Power, just visit their website, solgenpower.com.
The summer heat is here. When the temperatures go up, so does your electric bill. Your air conditioner is just one reason why summer electric bills can be higher. With Benton PUD's Smart Hub, you can monitor your usage hourly, daily, and monthly, which helps you make changes to save energy and lower your bill. If you haven't downloaded the Smart Hub app, try it. And if you have, explore it. Visit bentonpud.org for more information and energy tips. Your trusted energy partner.
One motorcycle captured the imagination like no other. It changed the concept of what riding can be and how far it can take you. And now it's ready to do it all over again. Meet the entirely new 2018 Honda Goldwing, available now at JMC Motorsports. Redesigned from the road up, the new Goldwing is nearly 90 pounds lighter than before. It features an all-new, more powerful flat-six engine, a new double wishbone front suspension, your choice of a 6-speed manual transmission or 7-speed 6-speed automatic dual-clutch transmission. And for a limited time, you can write off on select new Gold Wing models with fixed APR financing as low as 2.99%. That's right, 2.99%. So head to JMC Motorsports across the Cable Bridge in Pasco and discover what lies beyond on your very own 2018 Honda Goldwing or Goldwing Tour. Special 2.99% fixed APR financing available for well-qualified buyers. Does not include Goldwing Tour models. Not all buyers may qualify. Dealer participation may vary. See dealer for complete program details. There's a reason why we bought a brick house. We thought we wouldn't have to paint, but what about the add-on garage? It's not brick. Ornamental railing and the front entry door, not brick either. And to protect it, it needed new paint. So there's a reason why we decided to call Smile a Mile Painting. I'm not an expert, they are. Smile a Mile Painting. Attention to detail, thorough, and everything's cleaned up when they're done. Now we are smiling, and you will too, whether it's a little touch-up or the whole house. Call Smile a Mile Painting, 509-987-4774, online, smileamilepainting.com.
Here's a look at what's happening in and around the 2018 Columbia Cup in Columbia Park, presented by Solgen Power.
The Tri-Cities Water Follies has been organizing the hydroplane races for more than half a century, and they've learned the best ways to organize the thousands of cars that are expected to drive to the park over the weekend. And they get some help from folks at the Department of Transportation. Ryan Miller is a supervisor at the DOT and explains that with so much traffic expected, it's important to bring along plenty of patience as you enter and exit the park.
There will be some congestion, of course, around the Columbia Park area, just with people entering and exiting Columbia Park throughout the weekend, of course. And you're going to have some people going across the Blue Bridge. Some will be kind of slowing down to catch some glimpses of the boat races. So there will be quite a few VMS board signs up that will be conveying that there will be some congestions. We got some ordinary signs up that say congestion ahead. The biggest thing is people are just going to have to be aware of congestion that is going to be going on due to the boat races, because it is a fairly good size event for the Tri-Cities.
Now, there will also be some road closures that folks need to know about.
The westbound off-ramp for Edison will be closed. So what we usually do is we will close the right lane kind of right in front of the park entrance. Now, there is an entrance going into the park because we do allow, the transit buses that will be going in and out of there, so they can allow people to get on the transit bus to get in and out, so we can move people in and out easily. And there is the entrance so people can go into the park and pick up people and get them out easily also. And then we also have 2 lanes that come out of the park also, so we can get people out of the park easily at the end of the event. We do not want people to be parking on the shoulders to watch the races or the air show, or dropping people off. And State Patrol will be patrolling, so if people are parking to try and do that, they will be asking them to leave the area.
So explain to me where the change is going to be so that after the boat races are over, all lanes of traffic are going to be exiting the park.
The right lane will be closed, and there's an entrance so they can go. People can still come down into the park, go into the park and pick up people that they need to pick up, and then they can exit. And there actually is 2 lanes that come out of the main entrance of the park, and then they can exit onto 240 westbound, and they go all the way down to Columbia Center Boulevard.
Of course, you can also avoid the traffic altogether by taking a shuttle to the park. You can go to bft.org for details on that. Stay safe, use a designated driver. Kennewick police say your car will not be towed if you decide to leave your vehicle at the park to get a safe ride home and then come back for it later. Keep in mind as well that Washington State Patrol troopers are out in force and will conduct DUI emphasis patrols throughout the weekend.
That report was brought to you by Solgen Power. Own your power source. For more information on how you can go solar with Solgen Power, just visit their website, solgenpower.com.
Race into savings, ready, set, mow this month at Farmers Exchange. Farmers Exchange is slashing prices on Toro power equipment. Get ready, set, mow savings on Toro riding and walk-behind mowers and 10% off accessories like a grass catcher, mulch kit, tow carts, spreaders, and more. Plus, double engine warranty with Opti-Oil. And as always, free delivery in the Tri-Cities, free setup and initial adjustments. Ready, set, mow with Toro and Farmers Exchange, 215 West Canal Drive, downtown Kennewick. For the folks at Tire Factory, the most important part of your road trip is arriving at your destination and making it back home safely. Tire Factory has some added peace of mind with Michelin tires, roadside assistance, free flat repair from over 1,800 stores nationwide. Why Michelin? Because choosing tires that last longer saves you time and money. Come into Tire Factory today for a free vehicle safety check. Tire Factory on Dupertail, just off Queensgate in Richland, and 2 locations in Pasco. Trust what you love to Tire Factory. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 112, is actively looking for career-oriented licensed electricians to serve communities in Southeast Washington and Northeast Oregon. Better pay, family medical coverage with a small deductible, and a retirement that is second to none, with contractors currently hiring. IBEW, working to bring the power to you. Make the move for yourself, for your family, for the future. Visit IBEWLU112.com for additional details.
If you see news, have a traffic or weather report, call us on the legendscasino.com hotline, 509-547-1610. News Radio 610, KONA.
Now, back to News Radio 610 KONA's coverage of the 2018 Columbia Cup, presented by Farmers Exchange in Kennewick.
And welcome back to the Brunswick's Memorial Barge here at the Griggs Ace Hardware start finish line. Michael McDonald along with Ed Dawson, and of course down in the pits, our A1 Refrigeration pit reporter Brad Luce. Over on the Pasco side in Tire Factory turn number 2, it's Kevin Rouse. We are in a hold right now waiting for the HAPO Over the River Air Show, Ed.
That's right, and maybe Brad has his ears on, and we didn't see every boat on the go out on the water this first qualifying run, but we thought we might see a few more, Brad.
And Brad may be in a hold mode as well. Oh,
That's
no,
right.
now I'm hearing something. What's going on, Brad?
Yeah, you'll never guess which pit area I'm kind of close to.
The GP.
Actually, I'm up on the tower here, and I just met Jill, who stopped by, asking where you guys are, and I pointed west. Keep walking until you can't walk any further, and you're halfway there.
That's right. That's right. So we did not see every boat. I think we were about 3 shy in the first round of qualifying, but we thought we might see a few more, Brad. How come we didn't see more?
Well, as we talked, the 2 boats that I'm aware of that we didn't see were the 99.9 Carstar-powered Miss Rock. They did not have an engine in the boat. They just flat weren't ready. They've got a bullet in it now, so I would expect we'll see them as soon as we open the course back up. And then the U3 did not go. I heard something about a part that they needed to go pick up, and it was nothing terribly critical, but they've got somebody running an errand, picking up a part. I don't know what it was for, so they're fine. They're ready to go. And I think we saw everybody else.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, we did.
And I certainly heard one boat real well. That would be Ed Preston.
Yeah.
And
can't miss that.
And I'm assuming we're moving towards something now. The air show on my schedule next.
Yep, at 11 a.m. until 12:15.
But I got Steve Huff's Grand Prix boat coming off the trailer right now.
Well, you know, technically, let's see, are the rescue boats still out?
Yeah, I did.
And you're saying I've got an H1 official standing up here with me. Is the course open? Is there a green flag? Yes, there is.
Okay.
So a GP could come out and run.
How about over on the Pasco side? Kevin Rounce is in turn number 2. Kevin, what's it like over on the Pasco side? You starting to see more people streaming in?
Oh yeah, people they've been coming in pretty steadily as they get everything set for the weekend for sure. As I look down and see plenty of tents already set up. Folks in the water, though, I do see that many folks taking advantage of this break in the action, as it were, to try to get in and cool down. There are some prime locations under some trees. We got folks that were trying to get under there as well. But they're enjoying it out there right now. Folks still coming in right here at the park. And we'll see as folks standing under the tents also to my left. And the water is pretty calm out there. So we'll see if any of the GP boats or other boats decide to rough it up. Steve Huff, I know, could be interesting only because they're doing something new. They're testing some new ideas in that boat in the GP series, so we'll be interested to see if they try to get out and see what that does. But no, it is seen plenty of folks enjoying the rivers over on this side of the water for sure.
Now, Kevin, you're in an interesting vantage point too. This is a new position for you. You're normally down in the pit area, and then up at the barge as well. What's it like over there from your vantage point? You got a good seat.
Absolutely, you get to watch the boats coming right at you out of the turns, or even coming up off the dock. And you really do. You get to watch them, and you get to experience, too, as they come into the turn. It does almost feel like, and as people have talked about for years and years and years, turn 2 down here gets a little bit, I don't want to say treacherous is the word, but it can lose a lot of speed with these boats, and you really kind of get the sense, the closer you are when I'm on the barge or even across the river, you don't get quite the sense over there when you watch these boats turn and get into turn 2 to head up the backstretch about how much they really do slow down and try to make sure they can make that turn as smooth as possible. And that's every boat. Every boat has been seeing that. So it's been fun to see that up close as I see the helicopters out and about as well, getting some sky views over the river in the park. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun to see them coming deck to deck as you know, as they're nearly touching sponsons coming up out of here. So,
and that will happen later when we get to our dash for cash just after 5 o'clock. Now, the inland helicopters that you're seeing will be used as officials. They'll have official spotters in them when we get to racing action. They're also, from what I understand, going to be used to transport the paratroopers that will be coming in as part of the opening ceremonies. So that is coming up as part of the HAPO Over the River Air Show. Fantastic to have such a highly qualified paratrooping team join us with the special ops, the SOCOM Paracommandos that will be dropping in each day. Very cool. And
also, sorry, go ahead.
The air show coverage on News Radio 610 KONA, thanks to our friends over at Bunch Fitting and Appliance and TV. Go ahead, Kevin.
I just wanted to send off a special thank you to Freedom Equipment Rentals, who supplied us with the lift over here for the Tire Factory Turn 2. The great folks over at Freedom hooked us up. I have got, I feel like I'm in the lap of luxury over here. I know that Tony usually has a little bit smaller space and enjoys his time up here. I'm able to